I don't feel imposter syndrome. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
They're gonna find out that you're lying and that you have no talent.
Like, I have real best friends.
Stop, shut up, like stop talking.
Who do you actually believe? Charlize Theron and Meghan Markle, they do share some things in common, both being in the spotlight, facing headlines good and bad, being criticized for being difficult, demanding, diva behaviors. Even if Charlize is a highly respected and admired Hollywood actress, and Meghan, well, we all know she's not a real actress, but her entire persona feels like a never-ending performance. And whether you know them or like them or not, when we're looking at their conversations, what you'll see today is a real difference between coming across as relatable and likable or extremely irritating and a real pain in the butt.
Really? Oh, really?
Today we're not taking sides and we're not comparing talents because let's be honest, the word talent and Meghan in one sentence, it's asking for a lot. But you'll see very specific things they say. And as ever, you will let me know what feels real or fake. And let's start with the victim story. And I think you might quickly notice a difference. First, Charlize, who grew up in South Africa with an alcoholic and abusive father. And one day things became so violent that her mother shot and killed her father in self-defense.
He was a full-blown functioning drunk. He was scary. He would become violent. I said to her, please tell him I'm asleep. And because I was scared. I just knew something bad was going to happen. Started shooting through the door. I'm going to kill you tonight. It was verbally very, very clear. My father, who was by then opening the safe to get more weapons out, and she shot him.
One of the first key differences with Meghan is not just the actual trauma, but Charlize is not desperate for pity. She's not looking for sympathy.
I hated people feeling sorry for me. I hated it. It's part of my life. It's not who I am. I didn't want to have people show pity. I didn't want pity. It made me so uncomfortable.
Charlize doesn't want to be called a victim or a hero. And many people do criticize Charlize, and you'll see more of that later in this video. But she's not telling this story as a cry for attention or self-obsession. She actually wants to help other women.
I think these things should be talked about, because it makes other people not feel alone.
But now let's take a look at Meghan's victim story, who, for your information, did have a great childhood. She grew up with loving parents, and when she married Prince Harry, she received even more love, money, privileges, opportunities, connections. And yet, Meghan calls herself a victim.
It was really hard. And then I was silent.
Were you silent or were you silenced?
The latter. But that they were willing to lie, but they weren't willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband.
Been bullied and attacked. I was the most controlled person in the entire way.
Okay, so the public pressure can be a lot. But doesn't that come with being a celebrity and being in the public eye? But regardless of that, when Meghan uses the words of bullying, trolled, suffering, how does that make you feel? How does anyone who actually suffered abuse or harassment feels when hearing Meghan complain all the time? So do you feel irritated or do you feel some sympathy? I would actually feel a lot of sympathy if you could hit the like, subscribe, hype, whatever you feel like. But I want to address one more key point about that victim narrative. And that is the difference between selfless or self-obsessed, between helping thyself or helping others. The reason Charlize tells her story is to help other women, and she refuses for people to feel sorry.
I think that we need to tell these stories so that we can understand that we're not alone like that, because people tend to just isolate it. And I didn't want pity.
Whereas Meghan, every story she tells is to help herself, to put the attention on Meghan. Please help me understand how painful this is for me. Me.
Not many people have asked if I'm okay, but it's a very real thing.
Really been a struggle?
Yes. but has anyone talked about how it feels? I realized they're never going to protect you.
Another thing is that Charlize learns lessons and deals with it, and she moves on.
I've had therapy around this. We gotta move on. We can't sit in this.
Some stories can feel inspiring and others can feel repetitive and draining, especially the endless self-focused ones. It's not because you're beautiful, rich, famous, or even a royal that you become instantly likable. Charlize Theron has been called many things, from serious, scary, cold-hearted bitch to classy, talented, and elegant.
They think I'm a tough bitch, I think a lot of people think I'm very cold because I come across as self-effacing. I can take care of myself. I don't need, and I'm sometimes a little brash. And I think people take that as she's so tough, she's so cold. And it's the complete opposite.
And Meghan, she's labeled the Duchess of Drama, difficult, copycat, narcissist. And feel free to add to that list. But one thing they both insist is that they're being honest and authentic.
Open and honest. And being honest with who I am and authentically, truthfully,
Organically and authentically.
I think the authenticity is so authentically organically want to share. And
just to be clear, I'm not taking sides here because Charlize is not exactly the most easygoing either. I mean, in certain interviews, she can come across as blunt, even rude. She screams and swears.
I was like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? Why the fuck would you allow that? Why? Oh, no, sorry, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I just like to make people feel really uncomfortable. What should we do? I fucking love it. And I watch crappy movies and I make the lady bring me a cheese plate 4 times because I only like 1 cheese on it. I love it. I love it.
Meghan can come across as quite the opposite, and that doesn't necessarily mean better. She can come across as overly rehearsed, overly dramatic, overly performed and staged, and certainly overly polished.
I like to look polished and put together. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
Trashy.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
Oh, goodness.
So does Meghan's authenticity makes you feel warm, connected, or rather annoyed? You tell me. I mean, most people do feel more connected to someone who's being honest, real, raw. And most people don't like it when they feel manipulated and lied to. But let's focus on something else. That need for attention, the need for approval. Both ladies enjoy attention. I mean, it's part of being a celebrity, and Charlize is definitely not different in that aspect. She's not exactly staying at home knitting sweaters, but when she's doing interviews, it never feels like she's desperate to be liked.
I'm not comfortable, or I don't find anything positive or helpful comes out of performing.
Charlize is confident, she's outspoken, but if people don't like her, she's okay with that. Being desperate, it's different. Being desperate is that constant repeating yourself, that constant control of the narrative, the constant reminding people of who you are.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny too that you keep saying Meghan Markle. I'm Sussex now.
And that's how Meghan causes irritation. That feeling of being superior. I'm more than you. I'm a duchess. I'm a narcissist. I crave attention from everyone. I crave admiration from everyone. But admiration for what? What talent does Meghan have? Can you tell me? I mean, one day she's a podcaster, then she's a chef or a cook. She's a founder, an entrepreneur, an actress, an influencer, and a hard-working mom. And I'll get back to some of those cringe habits in a moment. But the point is, Charlize is known for one thing. She's an actress. She's a talented actress. So in her interview, she will be talking about her movies, her acting, and of course also her charity work to help the youth in South Africa. But Meghan, she's a jack of all trades, a failed jack of all trades who thinks she's successful in everything. She can do everything. Why? Because she's a duchess, she has a title, she can skip all the steps, no effort needed, and she can just be successful overnight without talent, without effort, without any skill.
She's not successful at actually doing anything. She wasn't a great actress. She's a terrible entrepreneur. She was an awful princess. I'm not sure about her effectiveness as a mother, but the bottom line is that she just presents an image. It's a construct, and it all falls apart.
Any idea what she will do next? In my other video last week, I made a suggestion about a penguin retreat in Antarctica. Who knows? But the one thing that makes me cringe, maybe the most of all, and I don't know what you think, but for me it's that lack of gratitude. And Charlize is quite the opposite of Meghan in that aspect. She's very grateful for so many things.
But the thing with my mom is she did sacrifice a lot. So I know what she did, and I'm very grateful. I just feel very lucky and very blessed. I do appreciate things. And I'm not perfect at that every day, but I aim for that, definitely.
It's not just about her mom, but also her traumas, the bad experiences. She turns them into strength and motivation.
Because life is so valuable. I think like life is so beautiful. It's not all doom and gloom, you know? If I can go through my life paying my rent and putting food on the table, just doing this, that would be amazing. That would be a good life. And, you know, life's been really, really good to me. I've gotten that and a lot more. So there's nothing but gratitude.
And Meghan, she lives in lack of gratitude and abundance of complaints. I mean, coming from a loving family, she turns her back, cut ties with her own family, Harry's family, and she just rather moan and complain and play the victim.
And especially as a woman, it's a lot. So
Really been a struggle.
yes. I grew up as an only child, which everyone who grew up around me knows. And I wished I had siblings. I would have loved to have had siblings. That's why
Is there really nothing she can be thankful for? I mean, never, I feel so lucky, I'm so privileged, I'm so grateful for everything that I've received, you know, from my family, from the royal family. None of that. I mean, there is so much it just irritates me because there is so much in life that we can be grateful for. The small things, the little things, like not money related at all. People that have so little can sometimes be so grateful. And I have so much respect for that. It's just my opinion. I don't know what you think. But before Meghan's fans accuse me of hating or taking sides, Charlize, yeah, she can be irritating too.
To me.
I don't bullshit.
No, I know.
I'm an asshole. I don't say nice things about people.
But even so, some people are turned off by her swearing.
She's trying to sound like she's 26 years old, and it's inappropriate. It feels weird.
So now that you've seen them both side by side, what makes your skin crawl the most? What irritates you the most? Because likability has so little to do with fame, success, money, beauty. It's about being relatable and real and honest. And once people start sensing performance and rehearsed scriptedness, that's when backlash follows. And whether you like Charlize or Meghan or neither, you know, at the end of the day, we're all just human and we can't be liked by everyone. Unless, of course, your name is Meghan Markle. Anyway, if you want to see a very, very clear contrast with Meghan Markle, I'll link to that video below and it might pop up right now. And I'll see you there.